Psalm 42. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and stand before him? My tears flow, night and day, because they are always mocking me, asking, "But where is this God of yours?" Yet now, here I am, dejected, overwhelmed. But I will remember your kindness to this beautiful land, where the Jordan River flows, and where Mount Hermon and Mount Maya are located. You have allowed waves of sorrow, like huge waves, to pass over me with the force of a waterfall. But he will pour out his mercy on me all day long, and all night long I sing to God and pray to the God of my life. Their insults smite me like a deadly wound, and they spend all their time repeating to me, "Where is this God of yours? Why art thou cast down, my soul? Why are you upset? Trust in God, for I will praise him yet. He is my salvation. He is my God." Hello and welcome. Today we are going to reflect on Psalm 42, a psalm that profoundly expresses the human soul's search for God and inner peace. It begins with a powerful image. As the heart roars for the streams of waters, so my soul pants for you, O God. This metaphor teaches us about the spiritual need we all feel to connect with something greater, something that brings meaning and fulfillment to our lives. We will explore how this thirst for God can be transformed into a path of self-knowledge and spiritual strengthening. The psalmist begins by describing his soul's desire for God like a deer that longs for waters. He talks about this thirst that is not only physical, but spiritual, which can only be quenched by the presence of God. Often we feel an emptiness within us, a lack of purpose or direction, and we look for answers, whether in other people, in material possessions, or in the circumstances of life. But Psalm 42 teaches us that this thirst is actually a spiritual longing for something greater. On our path of self-knowledge, we need to recognize that this emptiness we feel cannot be filled with external things. True peace, true fulfillment, only comes when we connect with the divine source. This desire, as intense as it is an invitation to turn to God and seek his presence in our lives. In verses 3 and 4, the psalmist describes the anguish and pain of his soul. My tears are food for me day and night, while they say to me constantly, "Where is your God?" Here, we see a moment of deep suffering and doubts. He is being questioned, challenged, and feels distant from God in the midst of chaos. This is a reality that we all face at some point, the feeling of abandonment, the feeling that God is not present, or that life is full of unexplained obstacles. However, Psalm 42 also teaches us a great lesson in overcoming. Even in the midst of suffering, the psalmist remembers moments of joy and praise in God's presence. I had gone with the crowd to the house of God with a voice of joy and praise. He remembers his faith, and despite the pain, his soul still longs for God's presence. This is an invitation so that even in moments of crisis, we can remember the moments of connection with the divine and use these moments as anchors to sustain us. In verses 5 and 11, we see the psalmist asking himself, "Why art thou cast down, O my soul, and why art thou troubled within me?" He answers himself with a message of hope, hope in God, for I will yet praise him. The message here is powerful. In times of tribulation, our souls may be downcast, but it is essential not to lose hope. Trust in God must be renewed, even when we feel lost or discouraged. Faith is what keeps us steadfast, and hope is what gives us the strength to move forward. Psalm 42 teaches us that even when everything seems dark and unresponsive, we can hope in God. Trust in Him is what sustains and leads us, not only to overcome difficulties, but to come out of them stronger and more connected with our divine purpose. In verse 8, the psalmist reminds us of a comforting truth. The Lord will send His mercy by day, and by night His song will be with me. Even in the darkest nights, even in the most difficult moments, God's mercy reaches us. He does not forsake us, but sends us comfort and direction, whether through His word, a prayer, or a sense of inner peace. This truth is an invitation to keep our hearts open to hear God's song, even in times of adversity. This song is His presence that strengthens us, guides us, and reminds us that He is with us at all times. As the psalmist teaches us, the search for God, trust in His presence, and hope in His mercy are fundamental elements in our journey of self-knowledge and spiritual strengthening. When we face difficult times, we need to remember that God is always present, that He sustains us, and that He is our source of renewal and peace. Waiting on God is not passive waiting, but active waiting, in which we search our soul for connection with Him, even in the midst of pain and uncertainty. So never stop trusting, never stop hoping. For, like the psalmist, we can be confident that we will soon see God's salvation in our lives. Empowerment message. You are stronger than you think. Even in the midst of difficulties, remember, God is with you, guiding your steps and renewing your strength. Trust, hope, and know that peace is within your grasp. Reflect. True peace does not come from the absence of difficulties, but from the constant presence of God in our lives. When we seek His presence, we find the strength to face any challenge. If this video helped you, like and comment, and if it can inspire more people, help us share and subscribe to receive more videos, and may God be a blessing in your life. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Thanks for watching and see you next time.